Good morning, ladies, and welcome to this week's online class, Work, Kids and Summer Holidays, your plan to be present, productive and sane. Who doesn't want to be more present during the summer holidays? If you don't, then cheerio. So these bi-weekly classes, they are covering hot topics that I've worked my way, I've found solutions to, that I've helped my clients find solutions to, and we are now thriving, which is amazing. So this really is about working mums pushing back against society's unrealistic expectations on ourselves, so we can live our lives true to our own needs and desires. And this is about remembering who the heck you are alongside motherhood when you're not providing for everyone else. And coming home to yourself and knowing that you're always a mum, but you're not only a mum. So a really warm welcome to you. If you're new here, then so lovely to have you here. If you are returning and you've watched my lives before, been to my classes before, you've been in my world a while, then welcome back. I'm Michelle, wife to my amazing husband, mum to our two gorgeous boys, and I'm the Unshakable Mama. And I help busy, self-aware, working mums, self-employed mums predominantly, ditch autopilot, shift out of the daily grind and reconnect with deeper levels of joy, creativity, purpose and presence in life. I help you master quick, game-changing tools and techniques, reset tools that actually fit into your real, messy and perfectly imperfect life. The changes aren't big at all, but they have they're small, they're sustainable, and they have a really, really huge impact. They kind of stack, so you're constantly like adding new layers and new habits into your life and new tools into your toolbox. So powerful. It really is a lifestyle choice. You have to choose this over and over again. And the way we do this in my world is through. I'm really sorry. A frog in my throat. The way we do this in my world is through the calm method, which is pillar 1 is about gaining clarity in your life's purpose alongside motherhood. It's about setting boundaries to protect your time, your energy and your money. It's about mastering a gratitude mindset and mastering how to regulate your emotions and your nervous system, because without that, with that is where the solutions drop in, where you can see new perspectives easily, where you know what action steps to take towards your next levels, or anchoring in those deeper levels of joy, creativity and purpose. That's pillar 4, is taking aligned action. If you're anything like me and the clients I work with, you have this yearning inside you that you're here for way more in life, and that you want to anchor deeper into, and achieve your next levels of joy, presence and purpose in life. But you're not quite sure how to make it happen yet, because things you've tried haven't stuck. Perhaps you've ended up getting sucked up into the busyness of working mum life, and then you've forgotten all about those ideas, those desires, or you've fallen back into old habits again, or perhaps you end up feeling guilty. Hey lovely, thanks for joining. You end up feeling guilty, greedy or selfish for wanting more when life's already really fabulous. And you tell yourself it's okay because you haven't got time for anything else anyway. So you just get on with it. You just, you're already being pulled in a million different directions and you don't have time. You haven't got capacity. But believe me, I didn't used to have time either. My clients didn't used to have time. And, we were just maxed out, far too busy already. But what I have subsequently taught my clients is that what we know in my world is that these game-changing tools, these reset tools and strategies are what helps you reclaim your time, energy and your dreams. They're what help us to problem solve, to see new perspectives and start integrating more joy, presence and creativity into your life, whatever that looks like for you, so life feels more fulfilling and more purposeful. And it's all backed up with science, so do let me know if you are interested in that side of things, and I can point you in the right direction. I can share the information with you. And I know that some of the challenges we experience as busy working mums are that we've just literally got so much on our plates. You know, life is crazy, crazy busy all the time. We either work full time or part time, or, you know, full time or part time and have a business as well. And on top of that, society expects us to be their primary caregivers, do all the housework, take care of the kids, look after all the school admin, the life admin, navigate the kids' emotions, be an attentive wife, all of that. And when we get time for fun, see, I feel exhausted I'm exhausted just saying all that. When we get time for fun, it feels like it's another chore because we're just stretched so thin. And it means that we don't live our lives, our precious lives, with full presence, which is really sad. You know, we're missing lives, we're living on autopilot, and we're missing the parts that are really, really important to us. And so, you know, we feel drained by work and life in general, because we're just not doing enough of the things that fill our souls. And our dreams, they feel so out of reach. And, you know, we're thinking of ways to escape our current reality, like usually, you know, most commonly a holiday or a new car or moving home or something like that. And in my case, a few years ago, I dreamed of being admitted to hospital just because that was the only way I felt that I'd be able to justify having a rest. I didn't want anything serious. I just wanted an excuse to go and have really deep rest. And that is a really sad way to live life, isn't it? You know, we're on the hamster wheel. We want to get off the hamster wheel, but it's spinning so fast. And we're just feeling like bystanders in our own lives. So today, we are going to stop feeling like we might drop the ball, or that, like, you know, the world will end if we drop the ball on work or family. We're going to say no to guilt or sacrificing ourselves. Nope. And we're going to do summer our way this year. So I'm going to teach you some of the things that have really worked for me and for my clients. So we can get out of this, you know, the hamster wheel, out of this unsustainable way of living the summer holidays without burning out. So, you know, so we want to become the true leaders of our lives. We want to be in the driver's seat. We want to feel like, you know, we're in control of our lives. And it's really time for mums to come home to ourselves and to redistribute the load as well. And it's time to connect with the things that are in our hearts as well, rather than trying to keep everyone else happy. So obviously there's things that you can't get away from. But it's about creating that flow, creating that flexible rhythm that works for you and your family around work. So yeah, it's time to find out who you are as a working mum now, without, you know, worrying about the next thing, or no matter what's on your plate. So it's all really lovely. How does that sound? Are you up for that? If so, then keep watching. I'm going to dive into our topic. I haven't got the questions up again. If this is a two-way conversation, so if you have any questions at all, then do ask away. I'm going to bring up, I always do this, bring up on my screen so I can see it, see any questions that you're asking. Yeah, ask me any questions. This is for you. This is two-way conversation. Okay, so let's dive in. So our hot topic for today: work, kids and summer holidays. Your plan to be present, productive and sane. Amazing. So number 1, defining your summer holiday priorities and your non-negotiable boundaries. What? What are they? Well, I'm going to explain. So this is where you need to start. This is your top priority. Okay. you're sorting out what your priorities are. Start there. So is your priority for this summer to spend more time with your family? Are your kids a top priority? Or is it that project that you're working on at work? Is it getting away and making sure that you've still got that dedicated time to be you, not just mum? What is your priority? It can be a real struggle to create separation between work and family life, especially when you're self-employed. Is it work or is it family? And it doesn't, it's a choice. It doesn't have to be permanent. You can change things up for next summer, and there's no judgment. There are no right or wrongs here. This is about you doing and being what feels right for you. First of all, so that's the first thing. What is your biggest priority, family or work, this summer? And we'll go into the next level priorities in a moment. But first of all, we can't overlook the fact that, there are practical things that we need to consider, such as achieving, such as achieving your ideal working hours. So what are the working hours that you want to be working this summer? How much time do you want to be spending with your kids versus how much time are you working? There is, of course, a minimum amount that you need to earn over the summer to pay your bills. We can't escape that. So I know it's not that simple just to take time off. So what is the minimum you need to earn to make sure that's covered and to allow you to actually create some space for more presence and freedom and, joy and all of that stuff, more fun with your kids, if that's what your priority is, if you want to be taking the time off. And what is your holiday budget? Because let's face it, summer holidays cost a lot of money. We invest a lot of money into the summer holidays, into, activities with the kids and ice creams out and about, coffees out and about, lunch and dinners and, day trips, fuel to go and visit places and friends and things. So once you've kind of worked out what it is that you need to be earning, and then what hours you want to be working, what's left, what is your budget? So that is then a priority, and you can make that into a game, and budgeting into a game, which is quite fun. It's I'm not going to have an ice cream and a coffee today. I'm just going to have a coffee, but my boys are going to have an ice cream, and that's going to, really light them up and make me happy. And there's ways around these things. We can make it into a fun game, or I've only got £10 for fuel. How far can we go? Where can we get to on £10? And it just turns into a bit of an adventure. And then we've got the childcare to consider as well. So, what are you allowing to cover for clubs, activities? Where do your kids want to go? Oh yeah, that was the budget, sorry. The activities and things. The childcare. It's where do you ask your kids, where do they actually want to go? Who do they want to spend time with? Do they enjoy going to kids clubs? Because that's the other consideration. Do your kids actually enjoy these activities? And my boys have refused. They're like, I don't want to go to kids club. Don't want to go to summer clubs anymore. We don't like it. We don't enjoy it. So I'm like, wow, I don't actually need to send them anymore, because I used to. And then I got to a point where I was like, well, I'm going to send them just to give them a bit more variety. But now they're just point blank, no, I don't want to go. Mum, if you're at home, I'm staying at home. So now I've had to put in some other boundaries, non-negotiables around technology time and how long they spend outside and that kind of thing. So having focused priorities, helps you feel fulfilled beyond the demands, the daily demands of working mum life, especially during the summer holidays, and it supports your decisions. Having the priorities, I decided to do this, or to go here, or not spend money here, whatever, because it's based on your priorities, and that's so important to remember. It gives, the priorities give meaning to the chaos. The boundaries, they give meaning to the chaos. And the strong boundaries, they help protect your limited time, energy and money from, so you can sustain your well-being, so you can feel more present, so you don't feel like you're chasing your tail. And it helps you stay focused on those priorities. So yeah, it helps you stay focused on what's important to you, not actually important to you, not urgent, but the things that are actually important to you. We have to get into this mindset of important is more important than urgent. They're different. They're different. And this is one of the major breakthroughs that we make in my coaching world in Unshakable Mama, that, there's important versus urgent, and they're different. And once you understand that, once you fully understand that, it literally will transform your entire way of looking at life and motherhood and work. It's really incredible. Really incredible. So what I recommend you do is to do a quick brainstorm. You can put a timer on. I'm a great fan of timers. So you can actually start to think about what it is, what are your priorities for the summer holidays? What are the things you want or need to achieve? So obviously you need to work, need to earn the money. Not many of us can afford to just take 6-7 weeks off. That's just not feasible. I'm a realist, it's okay. But what do you need to do? So, you need to do X, Y, Z. You need to be like, cooking and cleaning and that, whatever. But do you need to be cleaning actually during the summer holidays? Is that actually a priority? Can you just let the house go to pot? My house is a state anyway, so from the house renovations. And then the priorities of the things that you want to be doing, the things you actually want to be doing, the things that are important to you. And what are the things that you already practice in your day-to-day that keep you sane? And if you don't do them, wow, everyone knows about it. Things fall apart. So, for example, for me, my non-negotiables are, so non-negotiables being like the things that you, like your minimum standards, the things that you will not let slip under any circumstances. And yeah, if I do let them slip, then I really do know about it. So like feeding the birds in the morning, going for a walk or practicing yoga in the mornings, making sure I get a cup of tea somewhere in the day, that kind of thing. I really struggle during the holidays to keep up with my non-negotiable routine, when I'm trying to cram in work at different hours and stuff, and I've got the boys to sort, and they're in a different routine. They're not necessarily as responsive as normal because they're winding down and relaxing, and which is fine. They need downtime too. They have a busy life as well. But yeah, as I said, if I don't do them, then I know about it. We all know about it. And something really important to factor in is the way you into this brainstorm is the way you want to feel, such as calm, sane, relaxed, fun, energized. I don't know, whatever it is that you want to feel over the summer. How do your priorities make you feel? So if it's like a work thing, like accomplished and stuff. And when you connect the priorities with the way they will make you feel when you achieve your priorities, when you stick to your priorities, this really is a really powerful tool to keep you on track. I mean, I've actually had a brainstorm myself, and I've ended up, yesterday I went through again based on like how my first week has gone. And I've actually deleted things. I've actually, crossed things out that I'm just going to park for now. Well, I'm not going to park. I'm just going to pause for now, just because not everything can be a priority, especially when work is around and there you do have other responsibilities. And so, for example, like I'm pausing my local networking that I host. I'll probably go to less networking over the summer. I am going to actually pause these masterclasses. So next one will be on the 14th of August. So they're usually every other week. But I've just decided that it doesn't feel good for me right now to be hosting them. My energy is needed elsewhere. And I want to feel alive. I want to feel like I'm spending time with my boys. I will be working on a bigger work project, but that is going to be my priority over the smaller day-to-day like admin things. We're just like constantly reassessing, reprioritizing as we go, and just seeing how it's all going. So whatever it is, the main priority that you've set, so the boundaries don't get blurred. Set working hours. This is a thing that I speak to a lot with my unshakable mamas. Like, what are your set working hours? Don't just try and do it all the time. Your working hours, like maybe you work just 6 till 8 in the evening doing the admin, for example. Maybe you start working earlier in the morning, so before the kids are woken up, do a bit of work, and then have a nice morning, and then we're just constantly reassessing, but also communicating that with our partners. So, for example, a client I was working with last summer holidays, she was literally trying to run her business, do all the life admin and the business admin, everything like around the kids, and she was just getting her knickers in a twist. And plus her partner didn't know like when she was working, and she felt she needed more support from him. So we talked about setting boundaries around her working time. So she literally did that. So 6 to 8 in the evenings was her dedicated time. Her kid, that freed her up time with the kids in the daytime, and then her partner knew that from 6 to 8 o'clock on certain evenings, he needed to step up to do the childcare after he'd finished his day job, to allow her to work in the business. It was actually a joint business as well. So there's always ways, like we're like sort of compartmentalizing as we go. And the final thing on the priorities and boundaries is that ask your kids, what do they want to do? What do they want to achieve? Do they want to try anything new? Do they want to go anywhere? Do they want to see people? And factor that in, add that to the brainstorm, and just see what comes up. So this is your plan, that you're creating your plan. And then around creating a flexible flow, so this is number 2, point 2 of this particular class, creating a flexible flow and how to move away from like a really rigid structure. Well, I've already highlighted that my routine goes to pot when it's summer holidays. So let me know how your routine is in summer holidays. Like, do you have a routine? Do you need a routine? Is it different from term time? So we just have to kind of flow. So I haven't done everything that I would normally do on a work morning, school morning yet today. I'm actually going to be going for my non-negotiable walk after this class, but with the boys. But I have fed the birds, and we've had breakfast and everything. So it's about like being okay with things changing, things not being the same as they would normally. If your kids allow you to be like that. My kids love a bit of like variety. To be honest, right now they're on the Xbox. And that's fine, because that's giving me the chance. But I'm going to make sure that we go out later and do something together, just to get them away from the screen. So another great way to get into flow is to ask your kids, as I already said, to pop that on the brainstorm, but then ask your kids regularly, like on a day-to-day basis or the night before, what do you want to do? What would you like to do? And kids have so many ideas, and their ideas change in the moment. So what I've learned over the last few years is to let them lead as much as possible through the summer holidays. And it's been a practice, believe me, it's been a practice. But I said, right, what do you want to do? And we kind of like get a bit of what everyone wants to do then. So it's like, okay, well, I need to do this today, and it's going to take this much time. And then I tell them what each of their ideas involves, how long they're going to need and stuff. And like, okay, well, we won't be able to have time to do all of it, but we could do this, that and the other, or, but honestly, it just changes constantly. And I'll probably like do a little bit of work here and there throughout the day. We'll have lunch together, because I'm having a big working week this week, in preparation for slowing down a bit. I'll just, do bits and bobs as I go through the summer. So yeah, when the kids lead, there's always a flow. And the brutal truth is that we always think we have more time to do what we want to do or need to do than we actually do. There is actually, there isn't enough time, but at the same time there is, because when you prioritize and when you can actually focus on the things that matter most to you, you feel like you've got all the time in the world because you're having fun, you're present, you're achieving things. It's when we start firefighting and getting stuck in the stuff that's urgent that things go wrong. And when we're in this urgent mindset, we tend to be quite fight flight, and that's not living in flow. So we need to practice just like, okay, what's important? What is my priority? Just reconnecting every day. What are the priorities today? What do I need to do? But being okay with letting go that, the other things. It just helps you feel like you're winning in life. So we can, other things, the tools and things that have helped me and my clients, commit to an awareness of whether you're being present or not. And present is flow, living in flow as well. And be aware of how stressed you're feeling in any moment, because we have the power to change how we feel in any moment of time. We really, really do. You have that power to respond. And this is a fact. And you've just got to try it and keep practicing it and just commit to practicing it. Because when we are aware of how we feel, whether we're stressed or whether we're feeling present, whether we're happy or whether we're sad, all of that stuff, when we're aware, that is the number one place, awareness, the number one place to make change from. When you're aware, you can change direction. And when you're like stuck in urgent, stuck in busy, stuck in go, stuck in, I've got all these things to do, and then you're completely not present, you're completely like, feeling not productive because you can't do anything because you keep getting distracted by the kids or you have, places to be, pickups and whatever. That's when things go wrong. But when you can live in this flow and without this rigid structure and routine, everything feels like it's going right. And again, I bring you back to reminding yourself what your priorities are, and tell yourself, and you might have to tell yourself a million times, I'm choosing to be present right now with my kids or with my work. So then that eliminates the guilt, like you should be working, but you're with the kids. You're working, but you feel like you should be with the kids. And so I'm choosing to be present right now with my kids, with my family, with my work. And I've been at the park before, where I've literally like been so productive in the day, in the morning, and I took the kids to the park, and I was like just thinking all these things that I could be doing, or all these ideas, and I was like, no, I'm choosing to be present with the boys. No, I'm choosing to be present with the boys. And every time that like thought, idea came in, I'm choosing to be present with the boys right now. And we had such an amazing time. And that's just one example of many, 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 many. So we have the choice. And when work's feeling tough, but you have no choice to be there, but to be there because you have bills to pay. You'd rather be with the kids or doing something else or whatever. Come back to a place of gratitude. And again, we try this, like it's a practice. So what am I grateful for right now? I'm grateful for my chair. I'm grateful for the fuel that I can afford to put in my car. I'm grateful for the office roof because it's raining, or my house roof because it's not leaking today. I'm grateful for the air conditioning because it's so hot, or this fan. I'm grateful that I'm earning money today, even though I'm feeling a bit resentful about this job, because it means that I can take my kids to the zoo or buy them fish and chips at the beach or whatever it is. And then relax and surrender to the to-do list and enjoy yourself. Like, go back to the priorities, go back to the non-negotiables. There's a very strong theme here, isn't there? Always back to the priorities, always back to the non-negotiables and the boundaries. Yeah? And the tools I'm going to share in a minute, they are going to help you. Now, when you're not present, this is just like a side note, when you're not present, your kids notice. Your kids do notice. And what I've learned over the years is that my kids make comments now if they're, oh, you weren't listening to me, or Mum, put your phone down, or whatever. And so I'm always making eye contact with them. But yeah, they do notice. And there's one particular time that really springs to mind. It's really quite amazing. I took my boys to the skate park in the summer holidays, and I like to watch them do their tricks and everything, and I'll be giving them thumbs up and whatever, and I am choosing to be present at that time. And there was a mum who was sat in the car, so her kid was in the skate park as well, just parked up next to the skate park, and she was just on her phone. And I thought, oh, that's a shame, like, I wonder why. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to not judge myself for judging her. I was like, why is she in the car? But I was like, no, she's got her reasons, and and her reasons are none of my business, la-di-da. And that was that, However, when we were on our way home, my boys said to me, so I hadn't mentioned it at all, but my boys said to me, oh, well, it was nice of that mum to get out of the car and watch her son playing on his scooter. And I thought, oh, wow, that's, they notice, they really notice. And I felt really good because I'd made the effort. They know I was there. And, I felt really good and really proud that I'd made the effort. I was really proud of them because I'd seen all of their tricks and their progress on their scooters, and they do all these like fancy things, fancy tricks. And, they knew I was there, and they will remember that. They'll remember that feeling for the rest of their lives, that Mum was there at the skate park, because I was, cheering them on and stuff, even though they think I'm embarrassing sometimes. And something else that they said to me once, which is funny, my youngest, well, actually a couple of things. Like, he actually said to me recently, only like a few weeks ago, Mum, what's a childminder? Because I mentioned the childminder. Mum, what's a childminder? But he's never ever been to a childminder because I've set my life up and my work up in such a way that he's never had to go. But then the other thing is, I remember him saying, is that he asked me once, like, why is Dad never on holiday? I was like, well, why are you always on holiday and Dad's not always on holiday? And I'm like, well, because I'm not actually on holiday. And the thing is, if I'm not working, I'm not getting paid. Well, things have changed a little bit since then, but that I have developed a way to get paid even if I'm kind of not working. But it was just really interesting because, of course, I'm always around for the school holidays, for sick days, for, when we've had teacher strikes or storm closure days and all of that stuff. It's like, why are you always on holiday, Mum? Why isn't Dad always on holiday? It's just quite an interesting concept. Anyway, remember, you can only do what you can do. Anything you do, you achieve is progress. Anything. And everything always takes longer, especially when kids are thrown in the mix. And just come back to your priorities. Okay, So I'm going to tell you some powerful tools and strategies. They literally take 10 seconds to 2 minutes, as long as you want. And this is to rewire guilt with presence over perfection. It's embrace the messiness, the imperfect, okay? So these are real tools that I've used to keep me sane this week. I've had a lot to juggle. My husband's been away all week on the first week of the summer holidays here in Scotland. Our house is upside down because it's we're doing renovations and it's crazy. And I decided I wanted to use this week as a chance to kind of catch up / finish a load of stuff so I could take time off. But of course, it hasn't worked out that way. But hey ho. So how have I stayed calm? How have I been present this week? So number one, imagine your alarm is gone off and you've got a really busy day ahead. All right. You've got to either bundle the kids off into the car, to summer club or elsewhere, to get to your place of work on time. That wasn't me, by the way, but just imagine, you could be you. Or you're working from home and you've got a meeting, you're doing a podcast, like a guest interview at 9:30 in the morning. This is real. Followed by other commitments at specific times that day. All right. And you know that you don't necessarily, you know that things don't necessarily go to plan when you've got stuff that you have to do. And I've lost my train of thought. You know that things don't always go to plan when you've got extra things that are out of your control to deal with. That's what I'm trying to say. Such as your kids' emotions and feeding requirements. How speedy they are or slow they are, whatever. So you know that things are probably going to be a bit crazy. So you choose instead, your alarm goes off and you lie in bed and you take a few deep breaths and you connect in with yourself, you calm yourself, you become ready for the day, and you just gather in those scattered thoughts before the day's even began and just start from a really centered, grounded place, trusting that everything will be okay. So that's it. So that's your tool. Lie in bed. Your alarm goes off. Lie in bed. And just breathe. Just do a few rounds of deep breaths, like intentional breath. And it's just, honestly, it's life-changing. Day-changing. Okay, second tool that's helped me. Right, so imagine that your kids are bickering as you're trying to clean your teeth and brush your hair, whenever. You can hear them in the kitchen. Because you're getting ready for work, for that meeting, for whatever it is. And the sound really sets you on edge because it's like, why can't they just get on for once? And you want to go and, fix the problem. But then that's going to take you time. And you just think, wow, okay. That's what they're up to. So instead of going to fix it, you look at yourself in the mirror, you smile, you do a little dance, keep dancing, and as you're dancing, as you're moving, you're like, okay, I'm okay. It's safe to come home to myself. I'm coming home to myself, coming home to myself, coming home to myself. And you might feel ridiculous doing it, but honestly, it is game changing, absolutely game changing. I'm coming home to myself. I'm coming home to myself. I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm okay. I'm okay. My boys are safe. My boys are okay. And you just feel more present with yourself. You feel less scattered. And yeah, you just feel much better. And you're able to either drown the kids out, or you're able to calmly go and help them sort it out, help them navigate it without kind of getting dragged into the drama because you're in a rush already. So yeah, really powerful tool. It's fun. It's really fun. Really fun. And number 3, imagine you've been working and you feel like you've been neglecting your kids. Yeah, there have been moments of that this week, feeling like I've been neglecting them. And I remind myself, and the same goes for you, you haven't been neglecting them. You're actually letting them get to know themselves away from the their busyness of school, the structure and routine of the school system. And you're not their entertainer. They have amazing imaginations. They have amazing imaginations, like far greater than mine. They teach me a thing or two about imagination, believe me. So one of my really favourite quick win tools is just to grab them for a hug as I walk past them. So I'm working, but I'm walking past them to go and get a coffee or something. I'll just grab them for a hug at every opportunity. Or they'll be sat on the sofa and I'll lean down and bend in and give them a hug. And it's non-negotiable because it's good for us all. Like, it's good for me, it's good for my sons to have that hug. It's that connection, that instant calm, that instant reset, feeling loved, coming back to safety. Like, it's okay. We're okay. We're okay. No matter how frantic things have been. And all the guilt dissolves. All the guilt dissolves, and we need more hugs in our lives. So there's 3 really quick win tools there for you to enjoy. So if you have any questions about any of those things, any of those tools, any of those points I've made, anything at all so far, let me know. Either comment below or send me a DM, and I'd be so happy to answer for you. If you want to go deeper, if you'd like to go deeper on any of this, then I've got a really special gift for you today. It's a gift, a free resource, a life-changing free resource to support you in integrating what I've shared today and more. I really believe that feminism has backfired because it hasn't taken anything away from us. It's just overloaded busy working mums, but we wouldn't be busy. It's overloaded working mums. And as a result, we feel so busy and overloaded. We're on top of the work. We are the caregivers, the primary housekeepers. So I'm really excited to share that there is a whole new way, a liberated way of being a working mum. And this is what we do in my world. This is what I'm really helping you to understand, is that and to have the confidence and take the leadership to do and be is that we are pushing back against the unrealistic expectations. We're pushing back on society, and we're making change at societal level by taking leadership of our lives. So as I said, I've got a free gift for you. So if you want to know more, then keep listening. Otherwise, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and thank you for joining me. But I really strongly suggest you stay because this is amazing. So does this describe you? Okay, you're smart, you're self-aware, you're tenacious and motivated, but you are tired of doing it all. You are craving more calm, presence, joy, support, equality and teamwork in the home, freedom. You desire to be more you, and you desire to receive more of whatever your heart desires. We don't do enough of that. And you know in your heart that it's time to liberate the part of you that's been waiting to live your extraordinary life. Because out of your comfort zone, out of the easy but on the other side of hard, like gets a little bit, tricky on those outskirts of that comfort zone. When you step past that, life becomes extraordinary, really extraordinary. And does this describe you? Because if so, then you're gonna really love this. Okay, for a limited time only, I'm offering my activation series, A Working Mum's Liberation, 14 days to reclaim flow, fulfillment and fun, as a gift to you. It's normally a paid offer, so I want to share this with you now. It's been designed to help you stop putting yourself last and start prioritizing your own needs and desires. Making sure you know that you need to be prioritizing self-care, but you don't actually know how to make it happen. It's designed to help you achieve more flow, joy and ease in your life, when obviously quitting your job and your family aren't options. You are still needed, but you need them as well. So It helps you be done with the guilt, the perfectionism, the unrealistic expectations, and your unsustainable go, go, go lifestyle. And it helps you to lead life your way with confidence, clarity, peace, and power. Power. You can start today. You can start today. I'll drop the link. It will be either in the box or in the comments. So what it involves, it's a 10 to 20 minute daily activation video that you can listen to on the go. And these videos include that every day is a new topic, and they include a 2-minute game-changing mindset and reset, an energy reset tool, which is just so easy to implement and start introducing into your days to help you lead your life, help you feel in control of your life, help you feel present. And there are I also offer like a deeper dive into each daily topic in the form of activation prompts, and also there's an activation worksheet which just takes 5 minutes to just complete an exercise based on the topic. And it's really, really powerful. So this is what other mums have said about this activation series. I've realised I can't keep everyone happy, and I'm now picking my battles in life. I'm better at recognising whether I'm doing well or whether I'm struggling. So talking about awareness earlier, how important awareness is. And somebody else has said, I found the strength and energy to apply for a new job, which I've been putting off because I have more headspace from feeling calmer. And another lady said, I can process anger or upset more easily. I have more self-control and I'm a lot kinder to myself now. And another one said, I'm maxed out with so much on the go. The irony is that what you share really helps me. Helps her keep focused and focused on her priorities. Keeps her focused, keeps her setting these boundaries. And learning to reframe responses was the most helpful thing. I often respond to my husband with, I don't care, to get tasks off my plate. But it's much better to approach with, I trust you to make a decision. So I don't care what you decide, just because I'm not interested. So these are just a few examples of the powerful ripple effect of this work. So how would it feel to achieve results like this in your life? What would life look like in 5 to 10 years if you choose not to try this new way of motherhood? If you decide not to make any changes to your life, if you decide not to step into leadership and power of your life, what would life look like? How would it have changed? Where would you be? And what will motherhood, parenthood in general, look like for our sons and daughters in the future if we don't push back against society's unrealistic expectations on us now, today? Because this isn't just about working mums. This isn't just about mums. This has a knock-on effect we're doing this for our kids, for our husbands as well. It has an impact on us all. And what happens if we don't commit to breaking cycles of overwhelm and stress now? What happens now and in the future? Nothing changes. What happens if nothing changes? How's the world going to look? So if you would like to receive this free gift, as I said, you can start today. Just DM me the word liberation and I'll send you the details, the joining link, and I'll also put the link, as I said, in the comments or up, I'm not sure where. So thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for listening. It's been my absolute honour and privilege to be your guide this morning. I'll see you again on the 14th of August for my next online class. As I said, I'm just going to take a little break over the summer to prioritise my family and another project that I'm working on at work. In my coaching, I'm actually turning my 8-week program is becoming a 16-week program. That's Unshakable Mama, just to offer you more support. We will be talking about, on the 14th of August, the calm within the chaos and managing mastering even your emotions. even if your kids lose it. It's really hard. It's like my biggest challenge, like how to stay calm when my kids are like super emotional. So yes, so let me know what your biggest takeaways are from this. I always love to hear. It gives me so much joy to know that you've received value from these classes, yeah, that you know, what are you going to be taking away from this and starting to put into practice in your own world, in your own life. And do share this with your friends and anyone who you feel would need to listen. Have a wonderful day. Sending you lots of love.